this that yield at the end of the day? Input costs weren't. Some varied because of where you bought your starts, or if you started them yourselves, or if if you were on organic ground and you didn't have to put a bunch of fertilizer in. And labor. Did you have enough labor to do your own harvest? Did you have to hire labor to do your harvest? The harvest kind of falls on top of all the other harvests out there. So that part kind of gets tricky as far as being able to staff appropriately.
For 2020 season, we're going to have one large site. It will be a site that we used last year, but double the size. And the site has been amended and prep work already done. And then we'll possibly have another smaller site, is my plan, just to have a small research site so that can control all the variables on a smaller scale and continue the feeding and tissue test regimen and hopefully continue to learn on multiple strains within a site as well as our large site. It's just that we'll be more efficient with our time and travels.
Although there is still much uncertainty in the hemp industry, the strong market growth for hemp-derived products like CBD make betting on hemp's future stability an attractive option for many farmers.
The buyer market has changed a little bit. Last year you were able to sell it in the crude form. There was a lot of demand for it, a lot of people getting into the industry. This year it seems like it has to be of the highest quality in order to move it on. You don't have mediocre oil and expect to move it. So that process has kind of changed. There's been some back-end refinement that needs to be done to improve the numbers.
As we wait for guidance from the federal government, from the USDA on the Farm Bill, we're going to be able to have our program up and running by the next growing season. So on the grower side of things, I think we'll have our regulations figured out. On kind of the food side of things and, the marketing side of things, those challenges will take a little bit more time. I know FDA has started considering changing the rules that they have for food and drugs with CBD. But those are long public processes that take a lot of input and a lot of data that, again, we don't have because we haven't been researching this crop for a long time. So I think the Department of Ag will have our ducks in a row in terms of the hemp program, but there are all these other considerations that need to be made to make the industry really a success in Minnesota.
What excites me about growing hemp is the industry's young. It's a big enthusiastic group. There's a lot of things that haven't been done. It's a new crop to the area, and it's a challenge, I guess. Just be prepared. Whatever you can get done today, do it today. Get your license. Get your background check done. Start working towards that. The more you can put behind you, the easier it is. Working the ground, getting things right makes it go a whole lot easier.
Start small. It can be overwhelming. Don't be afraid to reach out to people, but don't be afraid to do it your own way either, because there really is no right or wrong way. We don't know that there's a right or wrong way, and we still don't know, but as far as learning for the year, you know more, like we say, we know more today than we did yesterday. And there's a lot less things that I can tell you that I didn't learn than I did learn in the last 7 months.
After these brief messages, we feature another